So this is the most advanced calorie macro calculator in the world. And I mean that, in the world. I know it's a bold statement, but I have been literally tearing my hair out trying to find the best calorie calculator available. And every time I've researched one, I've started to notice flaws, whether it just be generic results that they're providing. It's asking for a lot of information, but not actually taking that information into account when producing the results. And I'm sure you would agree that knowing what calories you need to eat to achieve your goal is pretty important. Imagine that the calorie calculator is off by 1 to 200 calories a day. And each day you're plugging yourself in, you're working as hard as you possibly can, but you're not seeing the results that you want to see. That's probably down to the fact that your calorie calculator has given you incorrect information. So rather than fretting about what's not available, I've spent the last 2 years developing the most insane tool possible. And the best thing about this, it's in your pocket at all times, whenever you need it. So if you need to update it, you need to amend it, you need to edit it, it's constantly available at the tap of a few buttons. So let me go through this and run through it and show you exactly how it works. I'm going to base this information on myself and just give you an idea of what is possible. This is a cool one. If you prefer more fatty foods, if you prefer more carb-based foods, you can choose. I prefer a balance of macronutrients. Let's just quickly skate through. All of this information in here is really, really important to your end result. So please make sure you're as accurate as you possibly can be. In terms of my goal right now, I'm going to just select sustainable fat loss. I'm a non-vegetarian, and in terms of steps, I can pick this up on my phone. I do between 8 to 10,000 steps a day. Activity at work is fairly sedentary, but here's a really cool part. Most calorie calculators won't even take into account things like how many times a week you train. So I train 3 times a week. Most calorie calculators won't ask you how long your sessions are. There's going to be a big difference if your session is 60 minutes or if it's 120 minutes. There's going to be a huge difference in your calorie intake and your recommendations. There's also going to be a massive difference depending on the intensity at which you train. So I've been training for around 10 years now. My ability to push myself is going to be far greater than somebody just starting out in their training journey. So I'm usually sweating and breathing heavily and obviously resting between sets. Cardio days currently around twice a week. Again, this is a really important thing to note. If you are training very, very intensely and your cardio training is very, very intense, I'm talking HIIT, high intensity intervals, you're probably going to be pressing it in, I feel like I'm about to break. If you're just doing low intensity steady state, you're probably going to be around sweating but able to talk. So I'm going to pop myself here. Again, there's going to be a massive difference in that intensity level, which will then have an impact on the calorie and macro recommendations. So my social days each week tend to be a Wednesday and a Saturday. My training days tend to be Monday, Thursday and Sunday. And my rest and recovery days are usually Tuesday and Friday. So I'm going to pop this in and you're going to see something really, really cool now. I'm going to save this and look at that. Look, it's going to tell me my calories based on the type of day it is. Clearly a training day, I'm going to require a little bit more fuel compared to my recovery days. And on my social days, it gives me even more calories to play with to allow myself to enjoy a little bit extra food on those days. And you can see that those calories are coming from additional calories on the carbohydrate front. And as I like a balanced intake, those macros look pretty spot on to me. But check this out. And this is why I love this app so much. Look at the fact that we can now change this based on what may be happening through the week. Imagine you've just been told, by the way, you've got to have a work meeting on Thursday afternoon. So you want to just allow for a few additional calories on that day. So I'll pop in social there. I'll update activity types and look at that. It's given me more calories to play with on that social day. It's pulled some of those calories from elsewhere, which is not a problem because it's your weekly target that is the most important thing in your ability to progress. This is such a powerful tool. It's going to move you forwards at a greater rate than you've ever moved forwards before. And that's because it's going to be specific to you, it's individualized around your responses, and it's adaptable based on what you're doing that week. Go on, check this out, guys. I'm so excited about it. I know it's going to work wonders for you, and I'm going to follow this video up with a little bit more information about how you can check in and just how responsive these calories and macros actually are going to be in your journey. I'll speak to you guys soon.